Okay, happy Monday, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today, I want to talk about how to take care, how to raise a disabled, mental ill child, and you are mentally ill. Well, before I found out I was mentally ill, I, I found out that my son was disabled, and was disabled when he was in kindergarten. Uh, I had a rough birth with him, with Justin. He's my middle son. And excuse me. I I know y'all see my little afro. My hair is growing back, and I just put the medication in there. That's why it's looking like this. I said I'm not gonna put no curls, nothing in it today. I just want it to be a little afro, and that's all. But back to what I was saying. When Justin was born, I both had him on in September, but I had him on in August, a day before my birthday. I had a rough pregnancy with him because I was dealing with the children's sperm donor, their father, and me and him constantly was arguing, and he was stressing me out and everything. And one day I had started spotting, and I was scared. I thought I was going to lose Justin, because I was bleeding and everything. So I told Dummy to dial 911. He didn't dial it. So I dialed the 911, and I told him what was going on. And the ambulance came and everything. And I didn't stay that far from the hospital. And so they rushed me to the hospital and everything. And they put IVs in me, put the thing around my belly, because I think at that time I was 6 or 7 months pregnant. I was big and stuff and everything, and they put the hard thing around my stomach, the thing to listen to his heartbeat and everything. And at that time I was having braction hits and stuff, they said. And Justin was head up here, feet down there. He's finna become a breech baby. He was a breech baby at that time, because they had went up in me. They said I was stressed. And the reason why I was stressed was because of dumb bunny and stuff. His dumb self. He stressed me out. That's what made me start spotting. And that's what made the contraction started. So I stayed in the hospital for about a week. They gave me some medicine to slow the contractions down and everything. He's trying to come out fast. He's trying to come out now. And it's too early for him to be coming out. So I stayed in there. My pressure was high and everything. I mean, he had really stressed me out that day. And so I had went to the hospital and everything. And excuse me. And so I was at the hospital, and they said that he's a breech baby, and they try to mold him and stuff so he can try to turn back around and be head first, and the feet be back up this way and stuff, because they did it and stuff. He was stubborn, but they did it. And I stayed there for a week, and the kids went over to my mom. Well, at that time it was just Darius, and he went over to my mom's house. And so I wasn't really worried about it at that time. So as long as he was on my mom's house, I was happy. And as long as he went there with dumbass. So, like I said, I stayed there for a week, and then I came home, and my mom, she wanted me to come to her house and stuff. So, because I'm so dumb and stupid at that time. I'm young, stupid, and dumb. I'm still trying to work it out with his dumb butt and stuff. Because, like I said, I done been through a whole lot. But I done grew up, and I done learned from all of my mistakes and everything. And so I went over to my mom's house, and she took care of me and helped me with the Darius and stuff. Why, until I got better, and I can go back to my house. I can go back to my apartment. And so So it was time for Justin to be born in August. Me, you can just say I was like a true soldier. I stayed at home with those labor pains. I stayed until I just couldn't take those labor pains no more. Because Justin, every time I went to the doctor, and I used to, instead of me riding the bus home, because we didn't have no car, I didn't stay that far from the doctor and from my apartments and stuff, from the hospital and stuff. And cause my doctor was up in the hospital, so I walked back to my house, back to my apartment and stuff. I took the shortcut. Me and my big belly and Ladarius, we walked back to the house and stuff, and that was good exercise and everything for me and the baby. And so the pains had started, contraction had started, but it was Braxton, it was them Braxton hits and stuff. So I had to pause with Ladarius, and I dealt with those pains, walking back to the house and stuff. But I finally made it back there and everything. Yeah, I was hard headed. I was very hard headed, but I loved it to walk and everything. Walking was good for me and the baby, and that was my exercise and stuff. So, but when it was time for Justin to be born, we went on. Me and him. We took the lyrics back over to my mom's house for him to stay there. And I was at the hospital. He dropped me off, y'all, and left. Yes, he dropped me off at the hospital and left me there. I think he came back. I know he had to go park and everything. So I went up in there. They got me into the room and stuff. We called my sister and them. They came on there. My mom stayed at home with Darius. My sister staying always come out there and comfort me and keep me calm and stuff. That's why I said he left. Then he popped back up and stayed for a few minutes and everything and checked up on me and stuff. But he really didn't stay. And then it was time for and then at this time he both said when it was time for me to be delivered, because Justin's heart rate had dropped and they had to rush me to the into the emergency room for a C-section and stuff, because his heart rate had dropped and everything, and he was in distress. So I was scared once again, because that's how it was with Ladarius and everything. His heart rate had dropped, and I had to have an emergency C-section with him. And so while I'm in there, I don't like stuff covered on my face, because I have panic attacks and I have anxiety and stuff, and I don't like being closed up. And they tried to put the mask on my face, and I'm like, no, don't do that. If you had something to put up my nose, they didn't have at that time. They didn't have though. They just had the mask to cover your face up, and I didn't want that. So I told the lady, no. She kept on trying. I talked it out. I said, don't do that. I have panic attacks and stuff, and I have real bad anxiety. So I feel like I'm closed up. So she said, well, you don't want that to help you breathe. I was like, I'll be fine. Just don't do that. So I was already numbed and everything with the epidural and stuff, and it was time for them to cut me and stuff. And I was wondering why the nurse all of a sudden just started talking to me and trying to distract me. She like, what's the baby name? I said, his name is Justin. And I can hear them over there. They loud as I don't know what now. I can hear them. But the nurses were still trying to talk to me and distract me from them. They was over there, I guess, giving him CPR and stuff. They were like, happy birthday, Justin. Happy birthday, Justin. Wake up, Justin. Wake up, Justin. They were like, happy birthday. And everything. Then finally, I heard my baby cry. I was so happy. They brought him over there to me. He had slick hair on him. He was a little red thing, and he had slick hair on his head and stuff. So my cousin, she called him bald, because his hair was real slick on his head and everything, and it was just pretty. It was real slick and curly on his head, and he was just a gorgeous little fat faced baby and stuff. But as then I had on down, Jason came, pop, just like that. And I got pregnant with Jason and stuff. But on skip on down, and they got big size and stuff, because they are Irish twins. And when they become Irish twins is when Jason's birthday connects with Justin's age. Jason's age connects with Justin's age. Right now, they both are Irish twins, because Jason is 25 and Justin is 25. And they be Irish twin for a month and a half. Every year. Once a year they become twins. Because their birthdays are back to back. They are back to back like that. So as they got older and everything, I can see that Justin was a little slow and Jason was a little faster than Justin. And he was crawling. They were both crawling and everything, but Justin was slow in walking and Jason took off and stuff. But they did good in potty training and everything. But because I was real strict on them out, when it's time to learn, it's time to learn. And I taught them the ABCs and everything and all like that. Jason caught on to everything when I point, they learned. But Jason was caught on faster than Justin did. But at that time, I did not know that. And they didn't tell me that my son was disabled in the hospital. And I don't know why. I didn't find that out. I guess because he looked like a normal baby at that time. He wasn't disformed or nothing. But he was disabled. He was slow in learning. His brain was slow. I guess it didn't get that much oxygen or whatever. And so I didn't. I was just wondering why he wasn't catching on at that time. I was just wondering why he wasn't catching on and stuff. I didn't find out until he went to kindergarten, and then his speech was kind of slurred. It was real slurred and stuff. I had to be to everybody be quiet and just try to listen to him and everything. Jason was a little. He had to take speech therapy too, but his was a little slurred, but it wasn't bad as Justin's was. Justin, you couldn't understand him at all. So I didn't find out until he got in kindergarten. So they called me up there one day in kindergarten when it was time for parent teacher conference and stuff. So I went up there to talk to him. They told me that Jason is doing good and Justin is a little slower and stuff. Now Jason wasn't going to school at that time. So this how they became graduating at the same time, because I had to leave Justin in kindergarten again because they told me that Justin got a learning disability. And I like, huh? They say yes, his speech is not like every other child, and he's gonna have to take speech therapy, and he gonna have to take other little classes and stuff. And I like, okay. They said, but right now he's not ready for none of that because he's just in kindergarten. So they said, do you want me to keep him back so he can catch up and learn a little more and stuff? So I said yes. So this is when Jason finna get ready and start kindergarten. So they were both in kindergarten together. This how they became in the same grades and stuff, because I had to put Justin back. So he went on to the first grade, and then he was still a little slower in the first grade and everything. And I like that. And I wasn't ready for Jason to graduate, go to the second grade, because I wanted him to learn a little more, because he was a little slow. He was smarter, but I wanted him to learn a little more. So when they went to first grade, I kept he did good and everything, and I kept him. I think I kept him back because Justin was 9. Yeah, I kept Justin back. I kept Justin back 1 year or 2 years behind. When he graduated, he was 19. When Jason graduated, he was 18. When they graduated together, because when they graduated in the 12th grade, Justin was 19 and Jason was 18. Because I kept Justin back 2 years and stuff, and I kept Jason back 1 year because he wasn't ready for, I forgot what grade, and I told them to put him back and stuff and everything. And then that's when they both started zooming through everything and all like that. And but so Justin started his speech therapy, and Jason, he went for a little while. He went for 1 month, and he was perfect after that. But then they started his learning disability classes and stuff, and I had to go to the IEPP classes and stuff and talk to them, and they taught him a lot of stuff. And then where I got worried at is when, because he used to shut down, and it was one teacher in elementary that irked my nerves real bad, because she didn't care if Justin had a disability or not. She called me. Well, Justin don't want to do this. He want to lay in the floor and do his work. He want to do this. He wants to do that. The principal told the teacher, long as he doing his work, let him be. Leave him alone, long as he's doing his work. Because when they put too much pressure on Justin, he shuts down and he just have a tantrum and stuff. Like what I be seeing with Aiden and with Jazz and stuff. When they pressure the baby, so when they pressure that child, cause they be cause I had to talk to his IEP teacher one day, and she was telling me she wanted me to tell her all of the little things what to do and what not to do with Justin. I said, do not pressure him. He do not like to be pressured into nothing. Just help him and go. You have to go step by step, because Justin is 25 years old right now, and he still do not know how to tie his shoes. I have to tie his shoes for him and stuff. And so they knew everything. He loved his learning disability teacher, and she was his speech teacher. He was a learning disability teacher, and then his speech therapy teacher, and they was women and stuff. And he loved her. She was real nice. She was real nice and stuff. And then she was getting us prepared for high school, and they said he gonna have to go from class to class to class, but they gonna have to let them know in junior high that he's got a learning disability and stuff. So they did and everything, and they put him in little classes, but they gave him a little taste of work, to something that it won't be too much. And then they have a teacher in there too. His learning disability teacher had to be in there and with him and stuff, because I was so scared for him. I was very scared. And this when the bullying and stuff starts in classes, and when they go to junior high and high school. And I was real scared, for I told Jason to keep an eye on him there, because they was in the same grades and stuff, but they were gonna be going to different classes. Because at that time Jason was taking APP classes, and because he was making honor rolls. Justin was doing good. He made honor rolls and stuff too, but Jason was going to honor roll classes and stuff, and Justin wasn't. And so they I just told him to keep an eye on Justin, because y'all are teenagers now, and the bullying finna start, and I don't want nobody to bully my baby there, because I don't want to come there and go there and act no fool with nobody. But luckily they stayed around the nerdy kids and stuff, because they was nerds, and they loved animated all kind of stuff, and they found animated friends. The friends they had in elementary went over to junior high with them, and they hung out with them, and they made other friends and stuff. But Justin was kind of shy. He talked to the guys and stuff. He had friends and stuff there, but uh they weren't buddies just like they was with Jason and stuff, because Justin was a loner like I am. We like to be by ourselves and stuff, and we prefer to be by ourselves sometimes. And so he talked to the boys and stuff. And they used to come over, and I used to have them sleepovers and stuff. I was the only female in the house and everything. And like I said, I thank Danny for coming into my life and helping me raise them, because Justin was a handful. Justin was a handful. I was working at that time, because at that time I didn't know that I had an illness and stuff. And at that time I was wondering why Justin used to sit there and mumble and talk to himself. And I'm like, boo boo, it's not nice to do that. Stop that. Stop that. Because folks used to sit there and stare at him and stuff. And he used to talk to himself. And at that time I did not know he was talking to the voices in his head. And he was a schizophrenia and stuff. And all like that. And I used to punish them. I treated him normal, just like I treat the other boys. I didn't treat him different and stuff. And they told me don't treat him with no special kindness or nothing. Treat him the same way that you treat your other kids. And that's what I did and stuff. I bought all. When I buy one, I buy for all and stuff. And I didn't have no picks and I didn't have no favorites. And Danny didn't have no picks and he didn't have no favorites and stuff in my house. So, but we used to do things with them. They loved their wrestling and stuff. And then it was time for them to graduate and go to high school. And I really got scared there because these are high school kids. But they still did good. Judge Jason kept an eye on him and stuff. And he did good in high school and everything and all like that. But like I said, I did not find out about his schizophrenia until he got older and stuff. And that's when the signs started showing more. And he cleans up and stuff. And he wants to get a little job. So I had found him a little summer job one time. And I explained to them that he's disabled and stuff. He's slow in learning. So they gave him a little paint job and stuff at that time. And he liked it that and everything. And then we had went to, he was still talking to the voices and stuff. We had went to Black one day. I kind of noticed that he was still talking to himself. And he was a grown then now. The voices were still there. He was still talking. He wasn't talking out loud. He was mumbling. You know, that kind of stuff. But he was mumbling, talking to them and stuff. So we was at Black Friday at Walmart one day, and he was doing that there, and then people were staring at him. And I'm like, boo boo, be quiet, boo boo, be quiet, and stuff. Because at that time I was kind of embarrassed and stuff. Yeah, it kind of embarrassed me that he was still doing it at this age, and I didn't know nothing about it. And I felt I hate myself now because I did not know that he was schizophrenia, just like I did not know I was schizophrenia. And And so we had came back home. He still had his meltdowns and stuff, and I was teaching him. I gave him little chores and stuff to do with the house too, just like I gave the other boys chores and stuff to do with the house. And I have to repeat myself with Justin. I have to constantly repeat myself in everything with him. I have to show him things. I be exhausted and tired, but wearing and taking care of a disabled child is very exhausting. Now I'm disabled myself and it's really exhausting because I have to put my problems aside to deal with his problems and stuff. But now I'm kind of glad that he goes to a center that's for mentally ill. And how I found out that he was schizophrenia is because one day my dogs had boo booed, and I guess on his floor, and he had went and got a clothes hanger, you guys. Ooh, it scared the daylights out of me, and whooped my dog with it. I hollered before I knew it. I hollered at him, and I had to catch myself. Jason came in here and to see what was going on, and I told him what was going on. Because that's when I had already found out that I got a disabled. I was schizophrenia. And I asked him, why did you do that? Don't do that no more, Justin. You don't do that. You tell me, and I will spank the dogs, and I will punish the dogs. And so don't you dare whoop my babies with a clothes hanger again and stuff. So Jason talked to him and everything. And then we was at the Social Security office. I think I told you guys about this. And I forgot what I was there for. I think it was some paperwork because I was trying to get him back on his disability and stuff. Because once they turn adult, once they graduate from high school, they become adult. And the Social Security office had already told me about that. And once they graduate and stuff, they become adult, and they take them off of disability, and we got to put them back on it again and stuff because I was his caregiver. and stuff, because he don't know how to count. He don't know how to count money, and he gets lost and stuff. So when he go walking, I go walking with him over here. But he knows his way through this neighborhood. I just tell him just walk around the circle in the neighborhood and stuff, because he know where his house is at. He don't know how to count money. He don't. I help him pick out his clothes and stuff. I don't help him pick out now. He picks out his own clothes and stuff. And I have to let him know what size he wears and stuff and everything. And I buys his I let him pick out whatever he wants, and then I help him pick out his deodorant and his toothpaste and all like that, because he don't know what to get and all like that, because this is a disabled person. He don't know none of that kind of stuff. And they be talking about, well, he can get a job. And I had to, cause I had to explain at the center, at the Sunday he goes to, he cannot get a job. Yes, he's a schizophrenia and all, but he cannot get a job because he don't know how to count money and stuff. And my family, they looks at him with a crazy look sometimes and stuff. I like, that's why they don't like going around my family and stuff, because they tell me, because my other sister like, he can get a job, he can do. No, Justin cannot get a job and stuff, because you can tell Justin one thing, in the next few minutes he gonna do the opposite. He gonna do the total opposite. His mind is still like Kayla's mind and stuff. He's grown. Yes, he's a grown man, but he still got a mind like Kayla's and stuff. You got to constantly repeat things to him, because he know how to wash dishes, but he will leave the dishes in the sink, and I come in there and he's back there playing his video games and stuff, and I had to go back there into his room like, Justin, don't you supposed to be in there washing dishes? He's like, yes, ma'am. I was like, go in there and go wash the dishes then, baby. Or I taught him how to clean the bathroom up. I didn't taught him a lot of things. I taught him how to wash the clothes and stuff. I taught him how to separate. But he cannot live on his own because he don't know how to pay no rent. Like I said, he don't know how to shop. I teach him things, but he don't know how to count money, because his brain is just like Kayla's brain and stuff and everything. And I hate that, because he knows some things and stuff, but when you put too much on that little bit of brain, it overloads and it go boosh, and then he gonna get mad and he gonna shut down and he gonna have a tantrum. And I don't like when he have his tantrums and stuff. It's a lot on me. And then when my illness kicks in full force, that's why I got my other boys out here, so they can help me with him and stuff, because we have to make sure that he takes a bath and everything, because schizophrenias, they don't like taking baths. Yeah, sometimes I don't like doing it either, but I do. I'm better now. I got everything under control, and that's why I'm trying to teach him and stuff. So now he's good with his baths and stuff. And I had to get him some more better deodorant and stuff, because I don't want nobody out in public to be like, oh, he's stinky, because that deodorant that he had picked out was no good deodorant and stuff. So now I buy him expensive deodorant like a mean, and now he's much better and everything. And I buy about 4 or 5, because just like with his plug-ins and stuff in his room, I had to tell, because he cleans up his room. He good in cleaning up, and he loves to clean up. That's one thing all my kids do. They love to clean up and stuff, and he got his room so nice and neat in there. But when I tell him, I have to remind him of when his plug-ins go out to let me know and stuff, to check them and stuff, because Justin will do things, and sometimes just like he went and got a razor and started edging his lines on his hair, and I noticed it one day. I'm like, what? I said, Justin, come here. And I said, what is wrong with your hairlines? He's like, well, Jason didn't cut my hair, so I went and got his shaver thing. He started doing it to his hair, because he didn't remind Jason to cut his hair. So now I'm taking over that. I remind Jason and stuff, and I told him to don't do that no more to his hair, because he messed up. Oh, all of this was messed up here. He had messed all of that up there. It's growing back now. But yeah, Justin is a handful. That's why I got all my children that stay here with me to help me out, because they are my sole heir over me and Justin. And so if something happened to me, my son Jason, because Jason is more closer to Justin than Ladarius is, because they are a pair in everything. They are like thick and thieves. They don't do nothing without the other one. And Justin can't breathe without Jason. Jason can't breathe without Justin. And that's how tight they are together. And if Justin ain't got it, Justin ain't got it, Jason gonna go bad for him. He buys more stuff for Jason than I do. I mean, he buys more stuff for Justin than I do. But I buys for all three and stuff. And they all three love video games. I spend a lot of money on my kids sometimes. And Ladarius, yeah, they spoils me and everything too. And I guess on them, yeah, because they sometimes they take they forever to do what I want them to do, and I would want things done right then and there. And I still treat Justin just like I don't treat him like he's special or nothing. That he got an illness or nothing. I treat him when I get on them, I get on him and stuff. I fuss at him just like I fuss at them, and I don't give him no kind of special treatments or nothing. And I make sure that I have to remind him. And I got little charges, like I got a chart for my doctor's appointments. He got a chart up there on my refrigerator for his doctor's appointments. And I tell him, when your therapist get through talking to you, write down your appointment date and stuff when you got to go back to the doctor and everything. And his speech is much better now, but I still have to I have to mute my TV or not something just to hear him talk and stuff. When then he come from the center and stuff every day, because he goes to the center every day, and they got rules and stuff there. And when Danny used to call and stuff, or he used to mess with him, I tell Danny, don't forget that Justin is sensitive, so don't tease him about his weight or anything. My sister used to do that. Oh, they used to irk my nerves. That's why my children don't like going around them, because they don't know how to watch their mouth with my children and stuff, especially. Because if you hurt Justin, Jason gonna get mad at you, and he's not gonna socialize with you ever again until he's ready, because you mess with his brother and stuff. He the baby and stuff, but he act like he's the big brother. But Justin is the big brother, and Ladarius is older than both of them and stuff, because Darius is 30, Jason just turned 25 last month. Justin be 26 next month, the day before my birthday and stuff. So, but yeah, it's hard. It's very hard dealing with a mentally ill, disabled person and stuff, and then you mentally ill and disabled and stuff. But it's nothing nice. It's not a piece of it's not a cake in a park. It's not that simple. It's not that easy. That's why I do videos to relax my mind. I told him to find things to do to relax his mind. To relaxes his mind is his games in there, and his music that he likes and stuff. They all got weird music that they like and stuff. But I still have to make sure that he dresses right. And sometimes I go in there and I make sure I check him before he leave his house to make sure that he's not dressed rude at all, because I want him to dress nice when he goes to the center and stuff. But he's doing better with his dressing and everything. But I'm just afraid if something happened to me that he's going to shut down, because that's why I take care of myself and I keep my mind straight and everything, because I don't want nothing to happen to me and then it's going to be left on Jason to take care of him, because all this work that me and Jason did to put into Justin to get him where he's at, I don't want him to shut down and have a nervous breakdown or anything. None of that. Because that's why I try to take care of myself, so I can take care of, make sure that they can take care of Justin and stuff. And because when we found out that Jason was leaving for a month to go drive trucks, but he didn't change his mind and stuff now, and everything, Justin had a breakdown. He was nervous, he was scared, and he was freaking out that Jason was going to leave us. And I told him, "Don't worry about it, baby. Jason will be back soon. He'll be gone. He'll be gone for a month, but he'll be back." But we done told him he's much better now. He's happy that Jason's not going nowhere and stuff. But yeah, I think about a lot of things, and my voices try to take over, and I try not to let them take over and everything, because it's hard. It's hard to people. And then people look at you. That's why I really don't want a relationship and stuff, because I got a handful here dealing with my illness, and then dealing with Justin's illness and his stuff and all like that. But I thank God for Kayla coming to my life, because she's a handful. She made me forget about a lot of things and stuff. And yeah, but I want a normal life and everything, but it's hard trying to have a normal life and dealing with a schizophrenia, child with disability, with a learning disability. But I'm not gonna stay here long and everything. I just had to talk to y'all about his life. Oh, that oil and stuff coming out of my hair and everything. But I just wanted to reach out and talk to y'all about him, and how it is raising a disabled child with schizophrenia, and I'm schizophrenia. But I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys have a blessed and happy Monday. Bye.